Hey there, everybody. Today I have another Henri Matisse inspired story called The Mermaid and the Parakeet. And we read about Matisse and his scissors and his cutouts. And one of his most famous cutouts is called The Mermaid and the Parakeet. And this author and illustrator created a legend to go along with that painting or that artwork. So the artwork of Henri Matisse inspired the story and inspired the illustrator to tell the story kind of in the style that Matisse made his art, with cutout shapes collaged together. And a parakeet is a type of bird, and the mermaid you can see right there on the cover. And here's a different kind of bird. So there once was an ocean, wide and beautiful, and it had everything an ocean should have: islands and boats, fish and shellfish, and even a mermaid swaying across the bottom among the seaweed and coral reef. So there's the mermaid swimming with the coral reef and the fish. What amazing colors and shapes they make. But one day a storm came so loud and so strong, with all it could contain of anger and rage. The wind began to blow madly, the clouds to swell, 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 the thunder to roar, 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 and amidst the darkness of the sky appeared thousands of gold lightning bolts, crashing down. The poor people in their boats got caught out in the storm. The storm was getting out of control. Luckily, all the boats came safely back to harbor, and the islands were laying low. Underneath the water, everyone was trying to hide: the shellfish in the sand, the fish in the rocks. But the mermaid, alas, could find no shelter, not even something to hold on to, so the floods took her away. Poor mermaid. The storm in its wrath pushed the waves onto the shore. The ocean was overflowing. The beach, the forest, everything was flooded with water. Uh-oh. When the storm began to quiet down, the water slowly pulled back. The sun came out of the clouds and gently began to dry the foliage on the trees. But poor little mermaid. The waves dropped her on top of a tree branch. Without any legs, how would she ever manage to get down? She's stuck. As she was looking down, the mermaid saw strange animals flying around her. They have wings, she thought. They must be birds. How beautiful they are. All alone on her branch, the fish woman felt her heart throb. How frightening it was to be so far from the water, but how delightful too. She could now discover the jungle and the warmth of its colors. She had never seen the trees and the birds before. One of the birds approached her. "Greetings, gentle lady. I'm the prince of the parakeets. And you, who might you be?" The mermaid introduced herself and told him her story. "Alas, with my fish tail I cannot reach the sea, and without any water I will not survive." A tiny tear made of gleaming pearl rolled down her rosy cheek. Poor mermaid. The parakeet felt its heart tighten. "What misfortune! I may be a prince, but I remain only a small bird," he thought. How could I save her life? The mermaid's despair distressed him. Full of compassion, he flew to her and perched himself on top of her shoulder. Then something incredible happened. In a burst of feathers and colors, the small parakeet turned into a strong and handsome bird prince. He has wings. The prince took the mermaid under his wing and carried her down from the tree. He then began to walk at a swift pace, as if he had always known how to walk like a human. "I know a place," he said, "where a waterfall flows. I'll take you to it and you'll be saved." From this day on and forever after, it is said that near a clear and pure stream, a woman with the tail of a fish and a man with wings of a bird love each other with tender and blended hearts. So the bird prince and the mermaid lived happily ever after at the waterfall. And then here's the real mermaid and parakeet. So the parakeet's right here, the mermaid's right here, and then the burst of colors and shapes and fruits and flowers all around it. So there's Henri Matisse's artist signature. So this is a very big artwork that like covers an entire wall, and the author and illustrator of this book loved it so much they made a new story to kind of tell about it themselves. So bravo to the author and illustrator, and bravo again to Henri Matisse for his amazing artwork that still today can be seen in museums around the world.